Hello. Um, so thought this would be a good time to come on and do a pregnancy update. I had, due to having a close contact with COVID, I had to push 2 appointments this week, and I already had 2 this week, so it meant there was quite a lot going on. So I just thought it'd be a good week to do an update. So we'll try to keep it quite short. So the first appointment was on Tuesday, and it was the anomaly scan. So your 20-week scan. Currently I'm 20 weeks and 5 days. It is Thursday, the something of October. Hold on, we'll find it. It's the 4th. No, it's the 4th of November. Anyway, so I should say I'm just sitting in the bed with my pregnancy pillow. Ryan's away to the cinema, so I'm just thought I'd take this opportunity to do this. So, anomaly scan, everything was perfect. Last pregnancy, we couldn't get half the pictures just the way the baby was sitting. We had 2 scans, and it still didn't work. So it was great this time. Baby really played ball, stretching out, really like moving all its hands and feet. It was great. So good to see. But yeah, 10 fingers, 10 toes, all limbs accounted for, all organs seemed to be great. We did not find out the sex. We didn't find out last time, and we're just gonna wait until the end. And that was great. Then I had a quick maternity appointment afterwards. The only really thing they're concerned about is my blood pressure seems to be rising slightly. I am on aspirin as a precaution for clotting, so they're not sure if that's it or what. But they were due to bring me back at 28 weeks, or just before, because 28 weeks is Christmas. So they're going to bring me back at 25 just to make sure they can monitor it. The 25-week appointment is just going to be midwife led. The 28-week is consultant led. And that was appointment number 1. Everything was good, everything all happy. Appointment 2 was on Wednesday, so yesterday. And that was at the endocrine unit for gestational diabetes. So I had diabetes in my last pregnancy. If you don't know this, if you haven't one pregnancy, there's a 97% chance that you will get it. So they saw me really early this time. They didn't pick it up till 35 weeks last time. I'm going to do a birth story and I'll go into that in that video. But anyway, so this time they brought me in at 14 weeks to go to the clinic. Set me up with my little diary, blood monitoring kit, and that was fine. They want me to monitor my bloods 2 to 3 days per week and basically just send in the results if they're high. That's it. They want like 3 high in a row. So I have had some high results, but like sparse and spread out, or some where they've been like right at the top. So they said that it looks, so especially like in the mornings, I have a lot of bloods up at 5.3. So they want them before you eat. Like your fasted bloods especially should be between 4 and 5.3. Anything under 4 is hypoglycemia. And then after you eat, under 7.8, so sort of between 4 and 7.8. I have had a couple after meals like high, but I have had a lot of before breakfast at 5.3. So like considering that's like your most fasted blood, that should be like on the lower scale, but it's not. So that's where we are. They said that they can't like say that I have gestational diabetes based on these results, but what they can say is it looks likely. Keep monitoring. What they want me to do now is if I get 1 high result a day, then instead of like monitoring again in a couple of days, monitor the next day. And if there's another high result, monitor the next day. And once I get 3 days in a row, send in the results. Or like say there was a day and they were just all high, and then send in the results. So they just weigh you. You see a dietitian or a midwife or a consultant. I think I saw a midwife. Her name was Michelle. That's all I know. It wasn't a consultant. I know that. So she was very nice. And that was that. So they're going to see me again in 9 weeks, because again they would usually do 8 weeks, but that's going to be at Christmas, so 9 weeks takes me to the start of January. Obviously, if my blood results that I'm testing at home are high in the meantime and I send them in, they're going to start seeing me before that. So it's basically just as and when. So again, that appointment wasn't too bad. They take your bloods, they like check your just general sugar levels. So it's not the gestational diabetes test, the glucose tolerance test. They did send me for that at 16 weeks and it was fine. I have another one of those at 28 weeks, which again will be slightly earlier. I think it's like just after 27. And that was the other reason the next appointment is at 9 weeks, because they want to wait until I've done the next glucose tolerance test. So yeah, that was that one. Appointment 3 was a phone call appointment, so it was today, and it was actually with a dietitian, so a maternity dietitian, or maybe she's just a general dietitian, but it's the same girl I saw in my last pregnancy once I was diagnosed with gestational diabetes. But I am part of a program, it's called Way to Healthy Pregnancy, and it's basically just about not gaining too much weight if you've already got a high BMI. So it's optional, they offer it to you, you don't have to do it, but to me it's really stupid not to take free advice if they're going to give you free advice. So I knew, because I'd weighed myself, I have put on like 6 pounds this month between being sick, Ryan being sick, both of us being sick again. It's been a crazy month, and my weight had gone up, it went down, it went up. So yeah, she's happy enough, because she's like, oh, you're right in the middle of like the amount of weight we would want you to put on, and you're halfway through your pregnancy, but that extra weight I've gained, I only gained in the past month. So to me, considering I still have 4 full months left, or how many weeks, whatever, it's too much. So my kind of aim is to not be too strict, but to try and not put on too much between now and my next appointment, which is going to be in another month's time. So she was pretty happy, you know, she was grand. She knew that if you've been sick, like, it's not as easy. She just basically said, you have all the information, try and implement the things that we've discussed. It's basically simple things like choose healthier, seeded bread over white, snack on fruit, don't eat 2 big meals, you know, like, it's normal things. She will be my diabetes dietitian if I have gestational diabetes. So she said that if my bloods are high and I'm emailing in, to let her know, and she'll make, I think in my head she's going to make sure that she's the dietitian that I see then for consistency. But yeah, she was really nice as well. I wasn't overly happy with the weight gain. I think I'd gained 3 kilos, which is quite a lot. So maybe 2 kilos. But anyway, I don't know why they don't do it in pounds. We don't measure things in kilos. But anyway, that was that appointment. And then as part of that program, I got referred on to physio because I've had the sores back, like agonizingly painful. So my first physio appointment was today. I had a phone call appointment previously. It was supposed to be face to face, but again, because I had close contact with COVID, had to postpone. But she phoned me and we had a good chat. And I had my first like face to face today. So she did a physical. She said, movement wise, I'm really, really good. She thinks of great flexibility and things. However, she did an exam on me, and it was so painful when she was like touching down my spine and the bottom of my back. I was like trying to like get away from her. So she sent me away with exercises to do to help loosen that up. She said that she can't examine me properly and try and work that out while I'm in so much pain. So she's going to do that and see me again in 3 weeks. No, sorry, I'm going to do the exercises. She's going to see me in 3 weeks. I also discussed about the pain I'm having like up higher in my back. It's kind of like around like your bra line. And she said it's basically called rib flare. It's due to the fact that like your ribs do stretch during pregnancy. Obviously your organs, everything can be pushed up. Space is needed, and that can happen. So there's nothing I can do other than, again, she's given me some exercises, some stretches. She said it's just the way it is. And that one. So stretch, do the exercises, hope for the best. And then the last thing is I have a lot of tingling in my feet, my hands. My hands is the worst, and obviously I would wake up during the night. These like severe pins and needles wakes me up. It's painful. Anyway, happens all the time, even if I'm like leaning on my hand or holding my hand, if I'm like on the phone. Even like now, I'm holding my phone, my hand has pins and needles. Sometimes it's really bad, sometimes it's just tingling. Anyway, the point is, she said that I have carpal tunnel, and I was, sort of discussing whether like this is not just a pregnancy thing. It seems like worse during pregnancy. Like it happens so frequently during the day, but it definitely happens all the time. So again, she said there was a couple of things you can do. So she's given me splints to wear at night time. To basically stop like your hand doing this. So you want to keep like your hand like, you don't want it moving, you want to keep it like straight. So she's given me splints for both hands. And then she said the other thing is like putting them from warm water to cold water. And there was a third thing, but I can't remember it, and the leaflet is downstairs. And that was it. So I have to do the exercises. Actually, I completely forgot about them, so I'm going to do them when I finish this video. One of them was just like pelvic tilt, which is kind of like if you do yoga, the cat and the cow, but sitting. The other one was tabletop, so using a worktop or table to like hold your back and sort of do it for like 30 seconds at a time. She never really said how long I have to do this for. She just said like do it for a few minutes. So that's fine. And then the other one is sort of like sitting, putting your foot on the opposite knee, and then sort of pushing your foot down. She said during the exam it seems like I've got sciatica in my right, and I also have an issue with my hip. So like around my pelvis. So here we go. I'm high maintenance. What do you want? So those are all of my pregnancy updates. I don't have another appointment now until my next physio, which is in 3 weeks. Then the following week, 2 weeks later, sorry, I have I don't know what I have. I have a 25-week appointment, and I have my next dietitian appointment. And then 2 weeks after that, I have my next consultant appointment. So time kind of flies when you go appointment to appointment. You're just like, oh, so many appointments. But that's it for the pregnancy update. I'm going to try and get this uploaded, and then I will do the birth story from the last time and what we hope won't happen this time. So yeah, hope everybody is well and staying safe. Bye.